Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance premiums.
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest costs on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
A wonderful day!
Welcome to Temple Strength and Sport Performance, where we empower you to reach new heights in strength, speed, and athletic performance. Temple is here to support you every step of the way. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned athlete, join him in Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, and discover the difference. For more information, call 412-527-1755. Start your journey with us today.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
For over 20 years, groups, families, and individuals have been saving money with the Avia Dental Plan.
For as little as $9.25 a month, members can save up to 50% or more on dental care. Plus, everyone qualifies, and there is no waiting or limits on visits to the dentist.
Start saving today with the Avia Dental Plan.
Go to getlowcostdental.com or call 1-888-431-2273. Smile. You're with people who care.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
On the coldest day of the young new year, the Fighting Highlanders look to heat back up once again in a non-section matchup hosting the rival Mount Lebanon Blue Devils right here on the Baldwin Sports Channel in partnership with TenbandTV. Hi everyone, Austin Bechtold here courtside to join you for Baldwin girls basketball at 11-2 overall and 5-1 in 5A as the Fighting Highlanders are currently giving thanks to the officials. It is Officials Appreciation Week this week, and will span throughout tomorrow's game for the Baldwin boys, who will be on the floor against Stowe Rocks. Baldwin at 11-2, losing on Monday night against the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars. So the Fighting Highlanders have lost their first game of the year, and they've lost their last game. But in between that, an 11-game winning streak, playing a Mount Lebanon team that is 4-8 and 2-3 in their section match in 6A. As we pause for our national anthem. So Baldwin in non-section action, I should say, here tonight in the matchup against Mount Lebanon. Plays its first non-section game of 2026. The last was the day after Christmas in a win against McKeesport at Elizabeth Forward in the Betsy Invitational, 54-47. It was a part of an 11-game winning streak for Baldwin. The best start for the Fighting Highlanders since the 1983 season. Season started with a loss at Shadyside Academy, 52-47, but bounce-back victories in the Baldwin Peters Township tip-off tournament. against Pine Richland and an overtime victory against Upper St. Clair. That a 51-45 victory. Fighting Highlanders were undefeated throughout the first half of section play until playing the team that they shared the lead with in the section, the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars, 56-50. And a big reason why was Baldwin's struggles in the third quarter. The offense kind of just became non-existent for Baldwin in that third quarter of play as the Fighting Highlanders only put together 6 points. 3 of them came on a triple by Lacey Bernardis. The other 3 came all at the free throw line. Jules Ott with 2, and Bella Niles hit the front end of 2 free throws. The only points that the Fighting Highlanders were able to score in that third quarter. It allowed Thomas Jefferson to put up a number over 10 and helped to build their lead, where it basically became insurmountable for Baldwin in the fourth quarter to be able to overcome it. As the Fighting Highlanders are announced onto the floor, led by Brad Schulte, our public address announcer, with Hannah Prilla, the sophomore forward, onto the floor with Lindsey Bernardis, the junior guard, up next, leading scorer on the season this year for Baldwin, alongside Jules Ott, wears number 2, and has been one of the best players for the Fighting Highlanders in a while in this program, a program that's done a really good job under Jamal Woodson of developing guards in his 6 seasons, and one of them being Lacey Bernardis, who steps into the starting lineup. Kelsey Meyer will come off the bench, so Lacey, the senior, gets the start with her fellow senior Isabella Niles, rounding it out wearing number 25 for the Fighting Highlanders, led by Jamal Woodson. 6 year at Baldwin, a Slam AAU coach, coaches pretty much the entire roster in AAU basketball, or at least the entire roster, a good part of it, participates in Slam. A Baldwin team, 5-1 in section play, looking for its first section title since that 1983 season. And if they win out, which would need to include a victory against Thomas Jefferson on February 6th, a game that you can watch right here on TenbandTV on the Baldwin Sports channel, the Fighting Highlanders will win a share of the section title. Maybe Thomas Jefferson slips up against a team like Trinity. Maybe they slip up against Peters Township, who is significantly down this year. But Baldwin at the same time has to be able to keep pace now with TJ after the loss on Monday night. Just a 6-point defeat, but one that Baldwin definitely had within its grasp. Very close game that they could have tried to steal a road victory like they did a year ago at Thomas Jefferson in the final section matchup of the year before playing Elizabeth Forward to round out the year. It was a 62-59 win for Baldwin at TJ. We'll see if the script is reversed in 2025-26, and Baldwin is able to win at home after TJ did as well. For the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils, Chloe Shea, Emily Smith, Callie Green, Elizabeth Twyman, and Anessa Donahue, the starting 5 for the Blue Devils, led by head coach Mark Walsh in his second season. As the tip is won by Prilla to Bernardis, and Lindsay drives all the way in after grabbing the basketball right by our scorers table. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Mount Lebanon. Lebo in its classic dark blue uniforms with gold numbers and gold and blue trim. Baldwin home whites, purple numbers with white and purple trim donned in the purple pit. Into the corner. Jules Ott pulls for 3 and hits it for the first bucket of the game. So Baldwin backs off, will not press against this Mount Lebanon team that is dealing with a couple of injuries. Does not have one of its best players, Reese Hall, a 5'10 senior. He's been out due to injury this year with an ACL. Hoping to get her back later on in the year. Smith loses the basketball. It's Prilla outletting to Ott. Baldwin, a team that likes to play in transition, didn't do as much of it against TJ. Fees to Bernardis, and Lacey hits for 3. Baldwin with back-to-back triples to start the game. Lacey Bernardis, Jules Ott make it 6-0. Niles jumped the pass, but Twyman able to grab it. Double team comes on the help from Prilla. Dish to the corner, now back up top to Green. Callie Green drives. Twyman on the baseline, floater, rims out. Offensive rebound, though, back to the Blue Devils. Second shot doesn't go for Green, and Lacey Bernardis is able to clear to Lindsay. Minute gone by. Bernardis down low. Good feed to Ott. Jules off one dribble inside the paint, left it short. Prilla on the offensive rebound. Prilla turns. Tries to go off the glass, can't hit it, though. Prilla again on the offensive rebound. Bernardis, it's Lacey to Lindsay for 3. This one rattles off. A jump ball called as Lindsay Bernardis was fighting with Donahue for possession. And this time the arrow will favor Mount Lebanon, and Baldwin will press full court. So it's Ott and Lindsay Bernardis up top with Niles and Lacey Bernardis right on half court. Prilla, the last line of defense, as they try to trap off the passes and force a steal. Shea up the floor, and it bounces right to us at the scorers table. Clock stopped at 6:23 and a 6-0 lead as it bounced right into the broadcast booth, table, whatever you want to call it. Austin Bechtel joined alongside Ethan Spazarski back at Waynesburg University doing some productions there over the next 2 days. So we'll have you covered for tonight's matchup and for tomorrow for the boys playing against Stowe Rocks. Lindsey Bernatis pulls the trigger for 3. Rebounded by Lebo. Chloe Shea, 5'5" senior guard, brings it up. Swung across to Smith. And back to Shea up top. Shea averages just about 9 points per game. That's second on the team. With Donahue, the leader, 9.5 tries, but can't hit this time off the back of the rim. And Prilla, another rebound. Niles quickly up the 4. Lacey Bernatis to Niles. And it's Niles looking to back it out. Lindsey Bernatis. Still looking, trying to set up a play here. And we'll go to Ott, to the corner and Niles. Ott cuts through, and it's back up top to Bernatis. Cross court, Ott open for 3. Good screen from Prilla to be able to create some action for Ott to be wide open, and it's Prilla on the offensive rebound going to the free throw line. And Hannah Prilla, not even halfway through this quarter, has to have at least 5 rebounds. As the foul goes on Callie Green for her first. And Hannah Prilla going the first free throw. Putting up a good rebounding total on the season. Baldwin's leading rebounder. Prilla, the sophomore that played significant minutes a year ago, and she got them both. Started as a freshman for Jamal Woodson. Donahue. They bring the trap. It's Twyman driving in and dishing it back out to Donahue. Nessa Donahue, defended by Lindsey Bernatis. Donahue drives. Bernatis tried to poke it free. Up with it. Green gets blocked. Kicks it out to Twyman for 3. And got it. Elizabeth Twyman, the first points for Mount Lebanon with 4:43 still to go here in the first quarter. It's now an 8-3 ball game. As Bernatis gets fouled. Looked very close to being a steal for Shea. But instead, Chloe Shea picks up her first foul. They actually are going to call it on Donahue for her first. It's the second on Mount Lebanon here in the quarter. Baldwin has not been called for one as we're approaching the halfway point. Lindsey to Lacey. Back to Lindsey. To the corner and Prilla. A lot of ball movement on the perimeter as they're trying to get it back to that corner and Bernatis. Now Niles down low. Bounces to Lindsey Bernatis for 3. Too strong though. Tracked down by Shea. Shea with Niles poking at it and then almost, as she was trying to signal that it was Baldwin basketball, put a finger right in the face of Twyman. Looked like it was last touched by Baldwin, but it will be ruled Highlander basketball as Lindsey Bernatis comes off the floor and Kelsey Meyer comes on for the first time. Meyer, who's consistently been in the starting lineup this year, with Mary Vargo, the only senior from a year ago, graduating. It's been Meyer that has stepped into the lineup, but significant minutes for Lacey Bernatis as it goes through Meyer's legs. Shea all the way in. Meyer pokes it loose and out of bounds. 3:57 to go first quarter, an 8-3 game. Emily Kramer subs in for Mount Lebanon, a 5'8" freshman guard wearing number 5. First time she's seen the floor today. It's the first substitution for Mount Lebanon as Twyman goes to the bench. Donahue with it. Drives inside, dishes. Good find to Green, but it was an errant pass, and Green saves it, but right into the hands of Niles. Ott quickly up the floor to Meyer. Meyer inside the arc, dishes to Ott. Thought about the 3. Prilla sets the screen. Ott drives in, bounce pass to a wide open Kelsey Meyer for the layup. 4 different scores for Baldwin to put together 10 points and a 7-point lead. Donahue, right side wing. Feeds up top to Smith. Emily Smith, sophomore guard. Dribble drive action from Mount Lebanon so far. Green was calling for it down low. Didn't get it though as Donahue continues to dribble and gets fouled as she approached the free throw line. It's the first foul called on Baldwin here in the quarter, and it goes on Kelsey Meyer. As Prilla goes off, J.C. Klingensmith comes on. Klingensmith, who's played increased minutes during her senior year. Best season that she's put together in her 4-year Baldwin career. And another turnover by Mount Lebanon. Jules Ott moves up quickly with it, with Niles and with Lacey Bernatis. All the way in. Ott scores. 5 points for Jules Ott. Lead up to 9. Ott applying pressure on Shea. Shea almost lost the basketball. Good defense from Ott, and a foul is called as Shea tried to outlet it to Smith. It was Lacey Bernatis and Jules Ott applying the pressure as substitutions come in for Mount Lebanon. Twyman returns for the Blue Devils. Lily Samreni in for the first time. They go right into Donahue. Trap comes from Meyer. Almost thrown away, and it is, as Twyman was not able to grab it off the pass from Donahue. Baldwin able to force another Mount Lebanon turnover. I talked about how Reese Hall is missing for the Blue Devils. They're also missing Ann Tinnemeyer, another junior guard that plays significant minutes. Mark Walsh called it the most injured of a team that he's ever had in his coaching career. J.C. Klingensmith drives. Diaz. Ott for 3. The dish to Jules Ott, who has 2 triples and now 8 points for the 15 that Baldwin has put up. 8 have come from Jules. Lebo's only scored 3 as we approach 2 minutes left in the quarter. Donahue swings to Twyman. Twyman drives in. A lot of contact, and Kelsey Meyer appeared to have picked up her second. It is on Meyer. There's a second on Baldwin in the quarter, but both have been called on Meyer. As Twyman goes to the free throw line, has the only points for Mount Lebanon on the night. She can't add on to it. Lindsey Bernatis back in as Kelsey Meyer with the 2 fouls will go to the bench. Twyman averages just under 9 a game. I can't hit either. Niles on the rebound. Lindsey Bernatis quickly up the floor to Ott. Jules, crossover. Dishes up top. Bella Niles tries for 3. Off the backboard, though. Off to the right of the rim. Donahue up with it. Looking to try to set up down low. Sam Rennie on the block. I haven't tried to feed it to her yet, though. As Smith swings it around. Shea drives, floater, misses everything, rebounded by Ott. Ott with Niles to her left. Ott drives in, goes to Niles, bypasses the 3, drives in, has space and finishes. Isabella Niles scores, and now 5 Baldwin players have tallied a point. The only one that has it, Lindsey Bernatis, one of the leading scorers in the entire section. Niles almost with another steal. Twyman drives, dishes, jump shot, good. Up for Lily Samreni. Klingensmith for 3. Taken before, went out of bounds by Twyman. See if Mount Lebanon looks to push with it in the final 45 seconds. Wide open Kramer bypasses the shot. And now slowed down by Donahue. Looking for the screen. Sam Rennie. Donahue gets the mismatch with Klingensmith. Donahue drives in and hits the layup with the left hand. Anessa Donahue's first points. Makes it a 10-point game. See if Baldwin decides to hold for the last shot. Appears they will. With Ott dribbling with it, not being pressured though. Here's Niles, back to Ott in the final 5 seconds. Lacey Bernatis to Klingensmith. Klingensmith gives it up. Jules Ott will try a deep 3 before the buzzer. And Baldwin will take a 10-point victory to the second quarter. They hold Mount Lebanon to just 7 points and force multiple turnovers they were able to capitalize on as the Fighting Highlanders lead 17-7.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Ten-point lead for the Fighting Highlanders. Austin Bechtold with you, courtside here from the Purple Pit as we begin the second quarter of play. Mount Lebanon in Section 2 of 6A, just two sections in the 6A classification. They play with Norwin, Canamac, Upper St. Clair, Hempfield, and Connellsville. They're 2-3 in that section, 4-8 overall. Averages 42 points per game. Makes it even tougher against one of the best defensive teams in 5A basketball. Lindsey Bernatis with it. It's Lindsey Bernatis, Lacey Bernatis, Bella Niles, Kelsey Meyer, and Jules Ott, who has the basketball. Lindsey Bernatis dumped down low, gets it back. Bernatis drives in, high pass is deflected, but Meyer able to corral and goes to Niles down low. Niles backs it back out. Ott swings it to Lacey Bernatis. No shot there, though. As they feed down low to Lacey Bernatis, but it's deflected on the way there by Donahue. Donahue with the basketball, bringing it up. Twyman. Inside, gives it up for a wide open three for Kramer. Fight for the rebound, goes to the Blue Devils. Second chance at it. Donahue turns around, wild shot, doesn't go. Still fighting for it. Third opportunity for Mount Lebanon will surmount with the possession arrow, keeping it here. It does amount to another chance at it. Chloe Shea returns. Callie Green also back in for Mount Lebanon. Lebo scores 42 a game, and they give up an average right around 47.5. That's Twyman. Gives it back to Shea. It looks down low. Sam Rennie, double team comes. It leaves a wide open Green on the offensive rebound, but she's just not able to hold it. As it caromed off the backboard, and it's another missed opportunity for Mount Lebanon. It's been the early theme for the Blue Devils. They've had some chances. Baldwin's also played very strong defense. Bernatis on the WPIAL 7 logo. Gives it up to Meyer. Lacey gets it back. Swing around to Lindsay. Lindsay Bernatis up top. Jules Ott drives, dishes. Niles, layup, too strong. Quickly up the floor go the Blue Devils. Callie Green with Kelsey Meyer picking up her third. It's a blocking foul called on Meyer. It was ruled a push in the back for Meyer's third. So Pierce, she's going to have to come out again. Prilla at the scores table set to check in. As the first one is good for Green, her first point. So Meyer to the bench. Baldwin, not a deep team, only just brings Meyer and Klingensmith, at least tonight, off the bench. Maybe see Aaliyah Bernatis if necessary. After the second free throw was missed, Lindsey Bernatis drives all the way in, gets around the defenders, and scores. First points for Lindsey Bernatis of the night. All five Baldwin starters have scored, plus Kelsey Meyer off the bench. To put 19 on the board and lead by 11. Shea to the corner. Two players were there and collided with each other for Mount Lebanon as Twyman's three-pointer goes off the back of the rim. Offensive rebound, Sam Rennie. Baldwin takes it on a jump ball with the possession arrow favoring the Fighting Highlanders. Emily Smith returns for Mount Lebanon, and J.C. Klingensmith also back in to replace Bella Niles. With 5:42 to go here in the first half, 19-8. Baldwin out in front. Fighting Highlanders lost their last matchup against Thomas Jefferson and ended an 11-game winning streak. Klingesmith to the corner. Leaving that corner open for Baldwin. As it's Lacey Bernatis dumping it down low. Lacey gets it back, swung around to Lindsey Bernatis. Now Ott for three. It misses. Klingesmith tries to grab the rebound, still fighting for it, and Mount Lebanon is able to clear. Elizabeth Twyman gets around Lindsey Bernatis. Bernatis trying to cut it off on the edge, and does, to force the turnover of Twyman. We'll see how Baldwin continues to try to move the ball offensively as Mount Lebanon has been playing zone. With Donahue coming back in, their leading scorer so far, just 3 points. But when you only have 8, the big contributing reason why. Down low, Prilla. Prilla bounce pass, but to a cutting Ott that was going the opposite direction of where the basketball was. Ott was going towards the basket. Prilla expected her to stop or to maybe be a little bit slower on the cut. That was another Baldwin turnover. A pressure full court. Donahue. Long pass. Goes to Smith. It was a high pass, and Donahue gets it back. Donahue inside. Turns around. Looks for an outlet. Bounce pass to the block. Shot up, but no good. And rebounded by Prilla. Lindsey Bernatis moves up quickly with it. Lindsey drives all the way in. Inside the paint. Offensive foul called. First on Lindsey Bernatis. Kelsey Meyer had all 3 fouls that were called on Baldwin so far in the game. That is the first called on anyone else. Meyer on the bench with the 3 fouls. Donahue breaks the press, gets around Klingesmith, throws it up top for the layup to go, plus the foul. Sam Rennie will go to the line for a potential 3-point play. Foul goes on Hannah Prilla. That's her first as Lacey Bernatis goes off and Bella Niles returns. Emily Smith also back into the game for Mount Lebanon as a basketball is just rolled out onto the floor. The Little Dribblers event is going to take place for the youth program at halftime. Perfect free throw for Lily Sam Rennie. She now has 5. Cuts the deficit to 8. Klingesmith down low, Prilla. Prilla dishes to Niles. Bella Niles inside. And when you face the zone defense, I want to make sure that you don't dribble too much. It's got to be constant passes. Cross court to Klingesmith. Looking down low for Prilla. Prilla's got it. Right hand, left side finishes. Try to set up mismatches like that. Prilla, tallest player on the floor. Not able to grab the rebound this time. It's last touch by Niles. Not able to save it before it went out of bounds. Coley Shea returns for Lebo. He's not scored so far. Sam Rennie takes a seat. The final 3:34 of the second quarter. It's back up to 10 for Baldwin. Donahue has to get it in, and does to Smith. Smith with Prilla defending. Has to back it out, goes to Donahue. Driving towards the basket. Prilla able to jump in there to force the jump ball. Getting a hand in there. With 3 different Baldwin players there to force the trap. We thrown in on the left side block by Donahue. And they get it right into Green. And out top it's Shea. Donahue resets. The offense goes through Anessa Donahue, the junior. Really become a leader for Lebo this year, especially with the injuries. Go through some adversity. And Donahue cuts the deficit to 7 with her first 3. Now 5 on the night. Jules Ott taking her time, surveying the defense from Mount Lebanon. And Jamal Woodson saying, let them come up and defend you. We're winning the game. Yes, it's only the second quarter, but create open opportunities like that for Bella Niles to knock down a wide open shot. And if you bring them out closer to half court with the zone defense, it allows for opportunities like that for Niles, as the net is currently stuck on the rim. Typically, when that's the case, depending on who the officiating crew is, they'll blow it dead, as Donahue's shot goes up onto the wire. Off the back of the rim, touches the wire. And they're still not going to fix it, and it's currently what Mark Walsh is trying to get the officials to do and get their attention, which has been answered. If you've ever played basketball before, you can know that maybe that's just a psyche thing when you see the net kind of messed up like that. After Donahue perfectly hit the shot. Niles drives in, dishes, Klingensmith, thought about the three. Alex against it, as it's Niles in the corner. Back up top to Ott. Jules Ott to Prilla. Prilla will back to the perimeter and go to Bernardis. Lindsey Bernardis, double team comes. Here's Niles, pulls from the elbow again, and back-to-back shots for Isabella Niles from the right side elbow drop. Lead back up to 11. Donahue dishes to Smith. Shea penetrates in, puts up the shot, and was fouled on the drive, so she'll go to the free throw line, and we'll shoot two. The foul goes on Hannah Prilla for her second, so some significant foul trouble for Baldwin here in the second quarter. As Kelsey Myers on the bench with three, Hannah Prilla has two fouls. Lacey Bernardis is set to check back in. Shea misses the first. So Prilla does go to the bench. And it brings Lacey Bernardis back in. Aaliyah Bernardis not available for Baldwin tonight, is out sick. It's rebounded by Niles. Chloe Shea, though, almost stole it away, but was out of bounds while she still had possession of the ball. So it's Ott, Lindsey Bernardis, Bella Niles, Lacey Bernardis, and J.C. Klingensmith, the five for Baldwin. Lindsey drives in, dishes to Lacey. Open three right side. Misses. Lindsey tries to save it and does to Ott. Ott did not see Emily Smith charging behind her, though, and Smith picks up the foul. It's her first. It is just the first that is called against Mount Lebanon in the quarter. So it'll be inbounded at the right side block. Ott will throw it in. Klingensmith's at the screen and pops out right near the Mount Lebanon bench for Ott to pull for three in the corner. No. Rebounded by Donahue. Niles tried to rip it away from her, but instead it's up the floor to Twyman. Twyman, crossover move on Ott. Twyman almost had space, but threw it off the bottom of the rim. Ott with two defenders there, falls down and is traveled. Traveling is the ruling. As there was a collision, Jules Ott kind of just got sandwiched. And as she fell to the floor, it resulted in travel, so the only two things that could have happened there were a travel or a foul. And the officials deemed there wasn't enough contact. Smith to throw it in. They're going to try to get it to Donahue, but good pressure by Lacey Bernardis. Lindsey comes over for the help as well, and it forces a jump ball. The possession arrow favors Baldwin. It did not seem like Baldwin had their hands on the ball for that long to make it a jump ball. Chloe Shea, Anessa Donahue, currently the one that's arguing, probably thinking the same exact thing. How was that called a jump ball when it was just for a split second that both teams had possession? Or at least their hands firmly grasped on the basketball. And it's Ott in the corner in the final 30 seconds of the first half. Bounce pass to Niles. Isabella Niles drives in. And a foul called. Offensive going on Niles. That's her first. Not a team foul, though. That will put Mount Lebanon at the line. It's the fifth on Baldwin in the quarter, but because it's offensive, it will not be free throws for Lebo, trailing by 9. Baldwin brings the full court press. Twyman will throw it in. And after a brief discussion at the scores table, just to make sure they had everything sorted out with the fouls, Lebo could have one more shot before the break. Donahue with 10 seconds. Cross court to Smith. Smith to the corner. Open three, Chloe Shea. Rattles off. Out of bounds to Baldwin with 4.2 left. Both teams have all 5 timeouts remaining. And Mount Lebanon will apply pressure on Lindsey Bernatis, trying to inbound it. They go to Bernatis. Crossover move. Good move to get around Donahue. Bernatis dishes. Lacey up for 3. And got it! Money ball. Lacey Bernatis before the buzzer extends the Baldwin lead. They've doubled up Mount Lebanon in the first half. Second 3 for Lacey Bernatis. She has 2 threes. Jules Ott has 2 threes. And Baldwin has a 28-14 lead at halftime against non-section rival Mount Lebanon. It's 6A Lebo, 5A Baldwin. We're back to recap the first half and give you the second half in a moment on the Baldwin Sports Channel.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices, located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart. Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Thank you for calling.
With white and purple trim donned in the purple pit. Into the corner. Jules Ott pulls for 3 and hits it for the first bucket of the game. Donahue drives. Bernatis tried to poke it free. Up with it. Green gets blocked. Kicks it out to Twyman for 3 and got it. Elizabeth Twyman, the first points for Mount Lebanon. Baldwin career and another turnover by Mount Lebanon. Jules Ott moves up quickly with it, with Niles and with Lacey Bernatis. All the way in. Ott scores. Maybe see Aaliyah Bernatis if necessary. After the second free throw was missed, Lindsey Bernatis drives all the way in, gets around the defenders and scores. First points for Lindsey Bernatis, trying to inbound it. They go to Bernatis. Crossover move. Good move to get around Donahue. Bernatis dishes. Lacey up for 3 and got it. Money ball. Lacey Bernatis before the butt.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices, located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart. Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance premiums.
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest costs on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com, paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
What a wonderful day!
Welcome to Temple Strength and Sport Performance, where we empower you to reach new heights in strength, speed, and athletic performance. Temple is here to support you every step of the way. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned athlete, join him in Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, and discover the difference. For more information, call 412-527-1755. Start your journey with us today.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
For over 20 years, groups, families, and individuals have been saving money with the Avia Dental Plan.
For as little as $9.25 a month, members can save up to 50% or more on dental care.
Plus, everyone qualifies, and there is no waiting or limits on visits to the dentist.
Start saving today with the Avia Dental Plan.
Go to getlowcostdental.com or call 1-888-431-2273. Smile. You're with people who care.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Back for the start of the second half in a 28-14 lead for the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders up on Mount Lebanon, non-section matchup here tonight. We will have back-to-back games on a doubleheader But the girls tonight, the boys tomorrow, Fighting Highlanders playing against Lebo, and the boys will play against Stowe Rocks tomorrow. So make sure to check it out. 7:30 right here on the Baldwin Sports Channel in partnership with TenbandTV, live wherever you find our broadcast. Austin Bechtold with you here courtside, right across from the scorer's table, as the Fighting Highlanders were able to build up this lead thanks to a second quarter where they put up an incredible showing to the point where they have doubled up Lebo. It was 17-7 in that first quarter. Fighting Highlanders were able to grow it by another 4 points. Isabella Niles with 6. Lacey Bernanis with 6 as well. Lacey with the 3 right before the buzzer, right in front of the Mount Lebanon bench. A little bit demoralizing, you'd imagine, for the Blue Devils, who trying to put the pieces together for Coach Mark Walsh, where a year ago, Mount Lebanon, who's a really good historic basketball program in the area, of course, went 14-11 overall, 5-5 in their section. Not pacing at the same numbers this year, though, and part of that is injuries. A part of that is more of a younger team with their starting lineup being only one senior and mostly just juniors, one sophomore included as well. Green, Twyman, Donahue, all juniors. Emily Smith, a sophomore. So a lot of growing moments, growing experiences for the Blue Devils as they lost 3 seniors from a year ago. There is some talent there, but just has not been able to get a lot of good enough looks against Baldwin's strong defensive efforts and pushing the tempo on fast break opportunities as Mount Lebanon gets the basketball to begin the second half of play as Chloe Shea was able to dribble away from traffic, and the Blue Devils with Donahue swinging to the corner. Twyman back to Donahue. Donahue is fouled. See if they get Niles or Prilla. If it's on Prilla, that would be her 3rd. And it is. So Prilla dealing with 3. Meyer also dealing with 3. As Prilla, just 10 seconds in, has to go off to the bench, and Klingensmith replaces her due to the foul trouble. Twyman down low. Good defense by Ott. Forced him a shot from Green. Donahue inside the paint. Off the back of the rim. It bounces around a couple of times. Might have hit the wire up top. Referee signaled no, but Donahue traveled to give it away anyway. So Blue Devils come up empty on their first possession. The 5 for Baldwin, Lindsey Bernatis, Jules Ott, Bella Niles, Lacey Bernatis, and J.C. Klingensmith. It was the starting 5 before Prilla had to go out. There's Jules. Brings it over to Lindsey Bernatis. Zone 4 Mount Lebanon. Kind of like a 2-1-2 look. Lindsey Bernatis swings it over to Lacey for 3. Klingensmith tries to grab the rebound, but instead it's Lebo moving up with it. Donahue on the offensive boards. The defensive board, I should say, as she moves it up at the attacking end. Here's Twyman. Down low, poked free by Niles, but a foul is called. So it's the second called on Niles. And a whistle to stop play. And I think Mount Lebanon called a timeout, and they did. It's a 30-second timeout called by the Blue Devils, with Baldwin up ahead 28-14. In the Fighting Highlanders section, it's TJ, Baldwin, Trinity, Bethel Park, Peters Township, Uniontown, and Albert Gallatin. TJ undefeated 5-0. Albert Gallatin winless at 0-6. The Colonials only average 21 points per game. They have scored 250 points through their 12 games and have allowed 670. Baldwin this year has scored 729. That is only 4th in the section, as Peters Township has scored 731. Trinity has scored 740. Trinity, although, has played an additional game. Peters Township has also played an additional game. TJ, who has also played one more game, you see the theme, is at 8-15. They would likely have more than Baldwin unless Baldwin decided to score 80 or so points in this one. This layup is good for Callie Green. It'd be easier said than done, putting up 80 in a game, which Baldwin has not done this year. Highest point total was 74 against Elizabeth Forward. Down low, it's Niles. Inside the paint. Niles turns, but gets blocked on the way up. Long pass to Shea. Shea drives in. Errant shot, but because of a foul that Lindsey Bernadas does not agree with, but a smile as she heads to the lane and picks up her second. And it's already the third on Baldwin in the quarter. And it's a way for Lebo to get back into this game due to the fouls, but can they take advantage? First free throw off the mark. Shea still looking for her first point. Still doesn't have it. She misses it. Now 0-4 at the line tonight. Multiple opportunities. Lacey Bernadas to Lindsay. And swung on over to Ott. Niles to the corner. Klingon-Smith back to Ott, and they swing it around to Lindsey Bernadas. To Niles and to Ott. Who bypasses the three to drive in. Bounces. Lacey. Lindsay. Thought about it. With bright purple shoes. Drives in and dishes to Ott, but a travel called. Send it back over to Lebo. Another Baldwin turnover. The pace of this game has significantly slowed in the first 2 minutes of the second half. The foul is called on the trap of Donahue as Lindsay and Lacey Bernadas were over there, and it's now Lindsey Bernadas' third, and we keep talking about the foul trouble, and you'd hate to keep harping on it, but it's just the reality of what this game has become. Lindsey Bernadas with 3, Kelsey Meyer 3, Hannah Prilla 3, Isabella Niles with 2 for a team that does not have Aaliyah Bernadas available and doesn't run deep off its bench. Ott defends Twyman. Twyman drives. Donahue. Errant shot. Rebound is taken by Lebo and put back up and in by Green. Second putback opportunity that Callie Green is taking advantage of, and it's back to 10. There's Ott. So across Klingon-Smith. To the baseline. Bernadas can't finish. Lacey misses. Blue Devils push. Donahue drives all the way in, attacks on Ott, and scores with a shot high off the glass for Anessa Donahue. She scored in all 3 quarters. And a timeout called by Baldwin. 28-20, 4:55 still to go here in this third quarter. And Jamal Woodson in his Thanksgiving turkey jacket with a bright red shirt talks it over with his team as they've had open looks with this zone and has had pretty decent ball movement around the perimeter with it, but have just bypassed the shots, including the one you thought Klingon-Smith might decide to attempt it in the right side corner earlier in the last possession, but not the case. They ended up finding Lacey Bernadas for more of a contested shot, yes, closer to the basket. But for a team that shoots it pretty well for 3, Baldwin's bypassed some looks. So it's Klingon-Smith, Niles, Jules Ott, Lacey Bernadas, Lindsey Bernadas, the 5. Lacey Bernadas with it. Now Ott, slowing it down a little bit and allowing Mount Lebanon to apply pressure. Donahue had a tip on the basketball as it went over to Lacey Bernadas. Now here's Ott. Jules, double team comes. Down low, Niles. Niles contested. Will go to the free throw line. And she's fouled on the way up. And we'll shoot 2. Isabella Niles' first chance at the line. Baldwin's only had 2 free throws in the entire game. Lily Sam Rennie picks up her first. So Isabella Niles, 8 points. Hits her first. Is trying to tie Ott for the team lead. Jules Ott has 8 points. It all came in the first quarter, though. It's not scored since. Niles ties it with 8. Back to 10 again, 30-20. 4.5 remaining third quarter. Smith to Donahue. Donahue down low. Good feed, but the layup's no good for Green. Second chance at it. Mount Lebanon just cannot hold on to the basketball, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by the Blue Devils. So the Baldwin boys players are here, sitting underneath the basket. On the left side, Chris Kozar, Nika Machurak, Gavin Sakeley. The boys take the 4 tomorrow against Stowe Rocks. Lacey Bernardis takes the 3. I can't hit it this time. Long rebound is taken by the Blue Devils. Twyman needs an outlet. Goes to Smith, and Emily Smith brings the ball up and goes to Donahue. And Donahue has run the point and clearly is the most comfortable with the basketball, either dribbling or shooting it for this Blue Devils team tonight. Donahue gets it back. Donahue drives in. Puts it up. Rebounded by Niles. Bernardis pushes. Down low. Klingon-Smith. Aaron shot. And it goes right to Lacey Bernardis, cutting towards the basket. Klingon-Smith will go to the free throw line as she put it right back up. But a great job by Lacey Bernardis to jump the pass. Anticipated where it was going to go. Grabbed it, couldn't make the shot though. But second chance points for Baldwin. Now Klingon-Smith goes to the free throw line. Those second chance opportunities are the ones you have to capitalize on. And if you can't make it when you're on the floor and the regular flow of the game, hit him at the free throw line, which Klingon-Smith does, hitting the front end. Foul went on Callie Green, her second. Green goes to the bench. As Chloe Shea comes back in. Klingon-Smith's got both. She goes to the bench as we see Kelsey Meyer again with the 3 fouls. Baldwin will apply full court pressure. Deflected by Lacey Bernardis. Lacey tried to just throw it to the middle of the floor to Bella Niles, but it's an errant pass with Mount Lebanon now throwing it away. Lily Sam Rennie just threw it right into the Baldwin bench. Discombobulated press break. Right into Meyer. And Meyer throws it away to Donahue. Got a good hand on it. Smith poked by Ott. That timeout called by Mount Lebanon. It's a full timeout, as Mark Walsh calls it. Mark Walsh, a former coach here at Baldwin from 2004 to 2009, the former head coach at Seton LaSalle for a large portion of his career, and mostly just coached boys basketball, but decided that he wanted to transition into coaching girls hoops, and is leading this Mount Lebanon team for the second season as family friends with the Bernardis family as well, knows the family very well. Grew up with Lindsay Lacey and Aaliyah Bernardis' dad. A chance to talk to him before the game. Always good to catch up, and talked about how they grew up in Brookline and Brookline tough. Style of basketball that they grew up playing. It's pretty wild in the small world, a lot of people like to say, of just whether it's hoops or just sports in general in the Pittsburgh area, or even just how you could say Pittsburgh is a big city, small town type of feel to it. And how everybody just seems to be connected in one way or another. Emily Smith will throw it in. And she gets it to Shea. Is defended by Ott. Number 2 on number 2. Donahue up for 3. Left it way off, and it's rebounded by Jules Ott. Ott to Bernardis. Lindsay to Niles. Bella Niles drives, bounces to Meyer, but Meyer popped out too far past the block where the pass was, and you could just see Baldwin just kind of looking around at each other, and some frustration setting in. Only 4 points in this third quarter. Have not been able to get the offensive rhythm back that they had in that first half, especially in the first quarter. Chloe Shea drives around Niles, but Niles was able to get back. Twyman plus the foul. Elizabeth Twyman, her first point since the first quarter. She now has 5 and a chance for a 6th at the free throw line as Lacey Bernatis picks up a foul. That's now 3 fouls on Lacey Bernatis. 3-point play doesn't go, though. Good box out by Meyer, but it allowed for Green to grab it and throw it to Twyman, who traveled. And very fortunate the ball was not called for another foul. Would have put Twyman at the line. Already 5 fouls called on Baldwin in the quarter. Still up by 10, but a very low-scoring game. Mount Lebanon scored 7 in the first quarter, another 7 in the second quarter. They've scored 8 in this quarter. A foul called against the Blue Devils. It'll be out of bounds at the left side block as the foul goes on Callie Green. It's the third called on Green. She's the only player from Mount Lebanon in significant foul trouble. Myers fouled. So back-to-back fouls on Lebo and basically a second. As this time it goes on Twyman. That's just the first on Twyman, but it is the 4th on Lebo in the quarter. So it sends Kelsey Meyer to the free throw line. Meyer, who came off the bench tonight, hits the first. Baldwin, very solid at the line. They are 7 of 7. Hopefully you don't believe in an announcer jinx. 8 of 8. Layup high off glass, but does not go for Green. As Ott pushes with it to Niles. Niles inside the paint, puts up the jump shot, tried to bank it in, doesn't go. Rebounded by Green, though. Green threw it away to Bernatis. Lindsay got it. Lindsay Bernatis only has 4 points tonight, but presence has definitely been felt on the defensive side. Thrown into the hands of Lacey Bernatis. Another steal for Baldwin. Lacey to Ott. 1:30 to go in the third. Baldwin has grown the lead to 14. Foul line jumper, Meyer. Here's Donahue. Throwing it down low to Green. Callie Green. 2 more shots coming. That's the third on Isabella Niles. So 3s are wild. Bernatis, Meyer, Niles, Prilla. It's both Bernatises, Lindsay and Lacey. Both the 3 fouls. So it sends the lefty, Callie Green, to the line to hit the first. J.C. Klingensmith comes back in as Niles goes to the bench. Emily Kramer returns for Mount Lebanon. Lily Sam Rennie also back for the Blue Devils. Both good for Green. Here's Lacey Bernatis. Back to Ott. Bounces to Meyer. Meyer trying to dribble away from traffic, but can't. It's just taken away by Emily Smith. Smith can't handle it, though, as it's Meyer with it on the floor. Jamal Woodson calls timeout before a travel was called. And Baldwin just elected to use the 30. Had 4 remaining. Now we'll have 3. That's the same amount that Mount Lebanon has left in the game, with 56.1 left to go. Here in the third quarter, it's a 12-point lead for the Fighting Highlanders. It's a non-section game. Lebo in 6A, Baldwin is in 5. The only section game taking place tonight is Peters Township at Thomas Jefferson, a very important one. Now, we talked about how Peters is 2-4 in the section. They're 7-7 overall. That would be huge if Baldwin could get Peters Township to steal one for them at TJ. Doesn't sound like a very high probability. I've not seen the score of that one, as it's tipped off an hour ago. If you're Baldwin and you're looking for help, other than the help that you could just provide yourself, you win out and you win a share of the section. But if you want to try to have an outright win of it, you're going to need one of Trinity, Bethel Park, or Peters Township to beat TJ. And then you beat TJ as well when these two teams meet in the beginning of February. And that's under the assumption that Baldwin takes care of its business before that. Here's Meyer. Dishing it to Bernatis. Lacey to Lindsay. 45 left. Joel Zott. Klingon-Smith. High pass to Ott. Ott drives, dishes. Lacey Bernatis. Bucket. Rattles off. Ott on the rebound. Lindsay Bernatis straight on three. She's got it. Moneyball, Lindsay Bernatis now with 7 points. 39-24. Maybe the last shot of the quarter. Coming for Lebo. Donahue. After the switch, is defended by Lacey Bernatis. Donahue goes around Lacey. Green, back to Donahue. 5 seconds. Does Donahue know how much time is left? 2 seconds. Donahue drives in. Donahue gets it off in time, but can't finish. As Baldwin leads 39-24. A commanding 15-point lead for the Fighting Highlanders as we go to the fourth on the Baldwin Sports Channel.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
A 15-point advantage for the Fighting Highlanders as we go to the fourth. Austin Bechtold with you here on the Baldwin Sports Channel in partnership with TenbandTV. Is Baldwin dealing with foul trouble? So Kelsey Meyer with 3, Isabel Niles with 3, Hannah Prillo with 3, Lacey Bernatis with 3, Lindsay Bernatis with 3. Yeah, no one else for Baldwin has picked up a foul. Up top to Ott. Trying to do something against this zone from Mount Lebanon. Lacey Bernatis back to Ott. Ott bounces. Lacey Bernatis gets it on the pass from Lindsay. Here's Prillo. Back to Lindsay, who pulls for 3. Can't hit back-to-back triples. Donahue gets it across the timeline. Donahue defended well by Lindsay Bernatis. Donahue, outlet. Gets it to Smith. Now Chloe Shea, who's not scored tonight. Back to Donahue. Only 4 different scorers for Lebo in the game. Baldwin has had 7. Everyone for Baldwin that has played has scored. Good find for the layup, plus the foul for Callie Green, who's really heated up in the second half. She now has 9 points, and 8 of the 9 have come in the second half. The foul goes on Jewel Zott. That is her first. As Lacey Bernatis goes to the bench, they bring Isabella Niles back in. Green can't hit the free throw, though. Lindsay Bernatis dishes to Niles. Kelsey Meyer was calling for it. The right side block was wide open. Meyer up for 3 and got it. Kelsey Meyer with the triple. That was 9 points. Donahue drives, dishes to Green for the layup. Green and Donahue, it's been the good connection for Mount Lebanon offensively. But they've only scored 28 points. As it's an official's timeout, as we saw earlier when Mark Walsh was complaining about the net not being fixed on a dead ball, or even just to blow the whistle to fix it. Second time's the charm. Well, they fix it before anything even needs to be said. And a foul called on the inbound with Mount Lebanon defending against Jewel Zod. It's called on Chloe Shea for her first. As Ott was trying to flash to the backcourt to grab the basketball. Much cleaner exchange this time. They bring the double team against Ott. And she tried to dribble out of it. She'll pass it to Niles. Niles, high pass to Bernatis, who dumps down low to Meyer. Back to the free throw line for Baldwin. Kelsey Meyer is 2 for 2. Callie Green picks up her 4th, so the best offensive threat of the night for Lebo, dealing with significant foul trouble. We'll see if she sticks in the game as Meyer misses the first. That is the first missed free throw by Baldwin on the night. So Green will stay into the game. Meyer got the second, though. Chloe Shea drives, dishes for Green. That's been their consistent play. And has really worked of late, but not that time. It's thrown out of bounds. And timeout is called by Mount Lebanon. It's a 30-second timeout used up by Lebo. Other non-section games around the area. Pine Richland at Upper St. Clair, an USC team that Baldwin has defeated earlier this year. Penn Trafford's at Hempfield. Penn Trafford played against Baldwin earlier this year, and Baldwin beat Penn Trafford 52-47. A Penn Trafford team that last year went 22-0, but then went into the playoffs and was bounced early. Other games in 5A. Franklin Regional is at Plum. That's in Section 1. In Section 2, Latrobe's at West Mifflin. In Section 3, Char Valley's at West Allegheny. Newcastle at Montour tonight. South Fayette is in Section 3, considered the best team in the entire state. They lost the WPIAL championship to Pine Richland, but then went on to get it done in states. They're at Mars tonight. So Jules Ott will throw it in. Mount Lebanon will pick up full court. So we'll see if this morphs into man-to-man the whole way. If they go back to zone once Baldwin gets it back into a half-court set. And an offensive foul called against Baldwin. I think they're going to get Lindsey Bernatis on the screen. And that is Lindsey Bernatis' 4th foul. It's actually rolled her 3rd. Okay, so did have one discrepancy with the fouls. So that now Lindsey Bernatis' 3rd. I think I credited Lindsey with one that was actually given to Lacey earlier. So Lindsey and Lacey both have 3. Prillo with 3. Niles with 3. Meyer with 3. And the 3 ball is off the mark for Donahue. It bounced out of bounds off the top of the backboard. Into Ott. It was pressured by Donahue. Kind of looked like a wide receiver making a catch against a defensive back. But Donahue draped with her arms around the hips of Ott. As Ott with a good crossover. Past Donahue. And another. Jules Ott drives in. But a 5-second call was ruled even though she was driving to the basket. Wow. I was surprised by that one. Because when your hips are faced towards the hoop, that's when you're driving to the bucket and in close to the lane and to the block. It's not something that you see called very frequently. That's something that you see a lot more on the perimeter or when someone is completely trapped with their back to the bucket. To here's Smith. Bouncing at Donahue. Now Twyman. Three-pointer up for Donahue. Rebounded by Callie Green. Donahue calling for it. Smith throws it cross court, though, to Twyman. Her three-pointer misses. Donahue tracks down the rebound, tries to throw it back into play. It's finally taken by Twyman. Twyman with two defenders around. A jump ball is the ruling. And the possession arrow will keep it here with Mount Lebanon. 43-28, 4.5 still to go here in regulation. Mount Lebanon is going to need a Herculean comeback. Down by 15. As there's a collision that results, I think, a travel, but it's being rolled a foul instead. It looked like Chloe Shea ran into Smith and Green. And rolled a foul against Kelsey Meyer. So it's the fourth on Meyer. Clingan Smith will sub back in. And Meyer goes to the bench. Donahue goes to Kramer. Kramer into the game for Mount Lebanon. Foul called on Niles. It's the fourth on Isabel Niles. Has the fourth on Baldwin in the quarter. Meyer 4, Niles 4. Niles goes off. Lacey Bernardis comes back on. I feel like what was frequent for Baldwin about 3 years ago, where it seemed like every game, every player was in foul trouble. If Mary Vargo didn't have 3 or 4 fouls in a game, it was a surprise. Just because of the physical nature of how she played. Along with many others. Lindsey Bernardis pushes it up the floor. Lindsey goes all the way in and draws a foul. Took a tumble to the floor and came up hobbling a little bit, favoring that left knee. As the foul goes on Elizabeth Twyman. Second on Twyman. It's the third on Mount Lebanon in the quarter. So it sends Lindsey Bernardis to the free throw line with 7 points. Can't make it 8. Jill Zott and Kelsey Meyer both with 8. Same thing with Isabella Niles. So 3 players for Baldwin with 8. Bernardis trying to join them. Now 4. Here's Twyman. Twyman drives. Can't finish. Twyman rips down the offensive rebound. Outlets to Donahue. Donahue head fakes and traveled. Just too anxious to move towards the basket. Stops the clock at 4:03. Lacey Bernardis gets it into Lindsay. Throws it up the floor to Ott. Has Clingan Smith. Jules drives in, lost the basketball. As it goes to Mount Lebanon. Is it ruled a charge against Ott? I think it was. As the ball caromed into the referee's arms, they're going to call Jules Ott on the offensive foul. That's her second. A timeout called by Mount Lebanon. The Blue Devils just have 1 remaining. A 44-28 game. So to recap the scoring, Lindsey Bernardis has 8. Jules Ott has 8. It all came in the first quarter. Kelsey Meyer with 8. Isabella Niles with 8. Hannah Prilla has 4. Lacey Bernardis with 6. J.C. Clingan Smith with 2 free throws. For Mount Lebanon, 11 for Callie Green. She has 4 fouls. Elizabeth Twyman has 5, and Essa Donahue with 7. Lily Sham-Rennie with 5. Mount Lebanon has only scored 4 points in the quarter. Baldwin has put together 5 to help extend the lead by an additional point. The leads at the end of each quarter, 17-7 for Baldwin at the end of the first. At halftime, they doubled them up, 28-14. It was 39-24. At the end of the third, Baldwin just kind of looking to continue to bleed out this clock, get back into their winning ways. to what's been one of their best starts to the year, and well, we're past the midway point that the Fighting Highlanders have seen in over 40 years. You can credit it to a couple of different things. A group of seniors in Ott, Niles, Lacey Bernardis, J.C. Klingensmith that has all grown significantly over the years. Has played a lot of basketball together. It was Baldwin, AAU, the familiarity with Jamal Woodson in his 6th season, plus the scoring prowess of Lindsey Bernardis, Hannah Prilla and her contributions during her sophomore year has helped lead Baldwin to aspirations of winning a section championship. Donahue pressured by Lacey Bernardis. And on the perimeter is Twyman. Twyman drives in. Good defense by Prilla. Twyman layup, does scoop in. Jules Ott on the stutter move. Gets a screen from Prilla. Prilla rolls off of it, gets the basketball. Prilla looks, finds Klingensmith. Klingensmith will back it out. Over to Bernardis. Lindsay drives in, might have traveled, and it is ruled a travel. Baldwin turns it over. Emily Smith returns. Who's going to go off the floor? It will be Twyman. So Twyman a little bit late getting off the bench. Lebo had 6 players on the court at one point. Donahue will bring it up. Donahue off the dribble, pulls deep for 3. Offensive rebound tracked down by Emily Smith. Callie Green over to Donahue. Donahue wanted to pull for 3. Going to try to get it back. Set the screen. Gets it. Donahue, deep 3 ball off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Prilla. Crossover by Ott to get around Donahue. And Donahue picks up the foul. Looks like it could have been a clean poke for the steal. And Kelsey Meyer comes back into the game as Klingensmith goes off. So the foul on Donahue is just her 2nd. With 2:28 to go, 14-point lead. And Mark Walsh getting an explanation as to why it was ruled a foul instead of a clean strip. You got it. Made a play on the ball, yeah. Played a little hoops back in my day. Not every day you get to make a play on a ball that comes right to you. Bernardis hits the layup. Double figures for Lindsey Bernardis. Three ball off for Smith. Bernardis rips away the rebound. It's going to be ruled, I think, actually on Lindsey Bernardis for the foul. An offensive foul called, and that is Lindsey Bernardis' 4th. Some questionable calls tonight on both ends. But we play on in the final 2 minutes. Donahue gives it back to Green. Donahue has it. Donahue, great pressure by Prilla. She throws it away. Jules Ott drives, dishes, but throws it away. Looking for Lacey Bernardis. It's out of bounds. 1:43 clock stops. 16-point lead for Baldwin, and you just want to bleed out the rest of the clock as Klingensmith returns and Ott goes to the bench. But they really haven't had a chance to do that. Donahue to Smith. 3 ball rattles in, out, and back in. First points for Emily Smith. Cuts it to 13. Meyer trying to get around Smith. Meyer dishes to a cutting Bernardis. A timeout was called by Jamal Woodson right around the time of the pass. So Baldwin with 2 remaining. It's a full timeout. 46-33 game. So up next for Baldwin. It's a matchup tomorrow at Canamac. It's a 6 o'clock tip-off. Canamac girls take the floor against the Baldwin girls, and Baldwin boys are not playing at Canamac. The Baldwin boys will play here tomorrow. It's a non-section game against Stowe Rocks. They were supposed to play at South Allegheny, but that game ended up getting canceled. So instead, they scheduled Stowe Rocks, and that will be the opponent. The section schedule will flip at Peters Township on January 20th. So next week, Baldwin will play against the Peters Township Indians. Baldwin won the first matchup 58-51. It really wasn't as close as the final score indicates in that 7-point game. Baldwin pretty much controlled the tempo of the game. Steve Lamberio does a really good job coaching Peters Township, a team that won the WPIAL Championship a year ago with Natalie Wetzel, 6'3" forward that is off playing at Miami now. It's a completely different team, but never an easy place to play on the road at Peters as they throw it into Prilla, and Prilla is fouled. So that's the 5th on Lebo in the quarter. Goes on Donahue, her 3rd. So it will send Hannah Prilla to the free throw line. I don't think anybody realizes that yet. As they now check at the scoreboard and realize that it is 2 fouls, or 2 shots for Hannah Prilla, who is 2 for 2. Both free throws coming in the first quarter. Prilla made the first 2 free throws that were attempted by Baldwin in the game, with 4 points on the night. Now has 5. Six for Hannah Prilla. Donahue dishes to Twyman off the back of the rim. Long rebound to Prilla. Prilla has to have double-digit rebounds tonight as Ott's pass is deflected and out of bounds. Will stay here. Nobody's coming to the basketball on the pass for Ott. 64 seconds remain. Bounced into Bernatis and stepped over and back. And Baldwin is going to be able to put this game away, but it's been a pretty sloppy performance as Donahue pulls from WNBA range. Misses. The fight for the rebound results in a jump ball, keeping the possession arrow here. Well, that was probably from Steph Curry NBA range, how deep that 3 was. Twyman to Donahue. Donahue turns, shoots, and hits. Double figures for Donahue. It's her second 3. She now has 10. Foul called against Donahue. As Lindsey Bernatis had it, and we'll shoot more free throws. 4th on Vanessa Donahue. 40.2 left in the game. It's a 12-point game. And the free throws just adding on to the total for Lindsey Bernatis, who is 1 of 2 at the line. She's got the first. Leads Baldwin with 11. Callie Green currently leads all scorers with 11 points, but is surpassed by Lindsey Bernatis with 12 to lead all scorers. Donahue for 3. And a wedgie in the final 32.3. Oh, and one of the referees are calling one of the boys' basketball players out to try to just jump up and jar it free, but instead they just grab another basketball. It would have been much more fun if one of the boys players or one of the volleyball players on the boys volleyball team would have decided to just go up and try to jar the basketball free. But nonetheless, in the final 25 seconds, Miss Baldwin can just kill off the rest of this clock. Bernatis with Lebo, still fighting till the end. Back to Lindsay Bernatis, who drives. Can't score, though. Fight for the rebound. Goes to Lebo as the clock comes to double zeros with a 50-36 victory. Non-section win for Baldwin. They get back on track after the loss against Thomas Jefferson on Monday night. And the Fighting Highlanders are now 12-2 overall as they win it against Mount Lebanon. Mount Lebanon team in the matchup against Baldwin a year ago that lost it by 12. This time, Baldwin beats them by 14. 50-36. As Baldwin in its final non-section game until, well, tomorrow against Cannon Mac. And then Elizabeth Forward, the final game of the year before the playoffs. The Fighting Highlanders are victorious in non-section play this year. The Fighting Highlanders move to 4-1 with the victory. Final score 50-36 as the Fighting Highlanders win it against the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. We'll see if any of the players like to walk over to the scorer's table. We don't have our runner today, Ethan Spazarski, to be able to go and try to track somebody down. So Baldwin played a terrific all-around game. Not totally, I'll phrase it this way, solid defensive performance. The offense was lacking at times, but it was enough when they needed it to be able to take down Mount Lebanon, a team that only averages right around 42 a game. Baldwin paces at 56. They only allow 43, and they gave up less than that. Final score, Baldwin wins it 50-36 against the Blue Devils. We'll see tomorrow as the Baldwin boys face off against Stowe Rocks right here on the Baldwin Sports Channel in partnership with TenbandTV.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and
with white and purple trim donned in the purple pit. Into the corner. Jules Ott pulls for three and hits it for the first bucket of the game. Donahue drives. Bernatis tried to poke it free. Up with it. Green gets blocked. Kicks it out to Twyman for three and got it. Elizabeth Twyman, the first points for Mount Lebanon. Baldwin career and another turnover by Mount Lebanon. Jules Ott moves up quickly with it with Niles and with Lacey Bernatis all the way in. Ott scores. Maybe see Aaliyah Bernatis if necessary. After the second free throw was missed, Lindsay Bernatis drives all the way in, gets around the defenders and scores. First points for Lindsay Bernatis, trying to inbound it. They go to Bernatis, crossover move, good move to get around Donahue. Bernatis dishes, Lacey up for three, and got it! Moneyball, Lacey Bernatis before. They would likely have more than Baldwin unless Baldwin decided to score 80 or so points in this one. This layup is good for Callie Green. He misses. Blue Devils push. Donahue drives all the way in, attacks on Ott, and scores with a shot high off the glass for Anessa Donahue. To Niles. Niles inside the paint, puts up the jump shot, tried to bank it in, doesn't go. Rebounded by Green, though. Green threw it away to Bernatis. Lindsay got it. Kelsey Meyer was calling for it. The right side block was wide open. Meyer up for three, and got it. 9 points. Donahue drives, dishes, to Green for the layup. Donahue to Smith. 3-ball rattles in, out, and back in. As the clock comes to double zeros with a 50-36 victory. Non-section win for Baldwin. They get back on track after the...